Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about brachial artery. So, you know that brachial artery is the major, is given as a major blood supply of the arm. So, arm is a region from this humerus to this elbow joint. So, now let's discuss about the brachial artery and so it's a major artery supplying the arm, and it is a continuation from the axillary artery. So axillary artery ends here at this teres major muscle, the inferior border of teres major muscle. So after that we call it the brachial artery. So beginning of brachial artery is at the inferior border of the teres major muscle, and then there it then the brachial artery is as it in the it's on the medial side of the arm, and it travels downwards laterally, um, passing between the midpoint of the lateral epicondyle and medial epicondyle at the end of the humerus, and then enters the elbow joint. Okay, after passing through the elbow joint, it enters the cubital fossa below the bicipital aponeurosis, and at the level of the neck of the radius, it divides into two branches, the radial artery and the ulnar artery. So radial and ulnar arteries act as the terminal branches of the brachial artery. So let's discuss about the relations of these brachial artery. And the upper part is its anterior relations. If we talk about the anterior relations, first of all, its upper part is related to the uh, in the upper part, it's related to the median cutaneous nerve of the forearm. So you can say that median cutaneous nerve of the forearm runs in the upper part anteriorly to the brachial artery. So the next thing, in the middle part, it's related to this median nerve, which crosses the brachial artery in the middle part, anteriorly in the middle part, from the lateral side to medial side. Then on the lower part, it's crossed by this bicipital aponeurosis. So the anterior relations of the brachial artery are medial cubital nerve, medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm on the upper part, on the middle part, the median nerve, and on the lower part, the bicipital aponeurosis. And also the relations of the brachial artery posteriorly, it has this coracobrachialis muscle on the posterior side, and the long head of triceps, and the medial head of triceps, and the brachialis muscle. So the posterior relations of the brachial artery are coracobrachialis muscle, long head of triceps, medial head of triceps, and brachialis. And on the medial side, it has these relations. On the upper part, it has ulnar nerve on the medial side, and on the lower part, it has the median nerve. So medially, it has the median nerve on the lower part, and on the upper part, it has the ulnar nerve. So on the lateral side, in the upper part, it has the median nerve, like in the upper part. In the middle part, anteriorly median nerve crosses, and on the lower part, median nerve is found to be on the medial side relative to the brachial artery. And laterally, it also has this coracobrachialis and biceps brachii. And yeah, laterally on the relations, the lower part, you have this tendon of biceps brachii. So medial to the brachial artery, on the lateral side, we find the tendons of biceps brachii. Okay, now let's go through this again. Like a full discussion. So we might have a quick revise again. On the anterior side, its relations are, on the upper part we have this median cutaneous nerve of the forearm, and on the lower part you have this, on the middle part it's crossed by this median nerve from lateral to medial side. On the lower part it has this bicipital aponeurosis, right? And posteriorly it has coracobrachialis muscle, long head of triceps, medial head of triceps, and brachialis. And On the medial side, it has the ulnar nerve on the upper part, and in the lower part, it has the median nerve. On the lateral side, it has the coracobrachialis muscle and bicep brachii, as well as median nerve is on the upper part of it, whereas lower part on its lower part, laterally it has the tendons of the biceps brachii. Now let's go and discuss about the branches of the brachial artery. So the branches of the brachial artery are, first branch we'll be talking about is the profunda brachii artery. So you can see this the brachial artery, and its first gives this profunda brachii artery, and then a nutrition artery to the humerus, and then on the superior ulnar collateral artery, it is a second branch actually, superior ulnar collateral artery, third bar nutrition artery, and then over here on the lower part it gives gives rise to this inferior ulnar collateral artery. So then in the terminal branches, it gives rise to radial artery and ulnar artery. So let's discuss. There's actually like five branches of these five six branches of the brachial artery. First one is profunda brachii artery, second one superior ulnar collateral artery, third one nutrition artery, fourth one inferior ulnar collateral artery, radial and ulnar. So simply you can remember it: profunda brachii, superior and inferior ulnar collateral arteries, nutrition artery, radial and ulnar artery. So now let's just discuss about the profunda brachii artery. So profunda brachii artery, it originates from the brachial artery at the border of inferior to the border of teres, inferior border of teres major, and it crosses the anterior side of the forearm into the posterior side of the forearm via this triangular space, and after that, it along with the radial nerve, it passes along this radial groove. So as it passes through this radial groove, first of all it gives these arteries. So the first branch given by the profunda brachial artery is the deltoid or the ascending branch. So this is it goes upwards, ascends upwards, and it ascends upwards and anastomoses with the descending branch of the posterior circumflex humeral artery. And then after giving the deltoid artery, it gives the other branch that's given by the profunda brachii artery is the radial collateral artery. So radial collateral artery descends down, on the lateral side anteriorly, and it anastomoses with the elbow joint. It participates in the anastomosis at the elbow joint. So it's the second branch given by profunda brachial artery, that is radial collateral artery. And then the third branch of the profunda brachial artery, which we'll be discussing, is a middle collateral artery. So it's actually the posterior descending branch of the profunda brachial artery, and it is also going to join in the anastomosis that's happening at the elbow joint. And then the superior ulnar collateral artery. Superior ulnar collateral artery we'll be discussing in the second branch of the brachial artery that we'll be discussing. Actually, it origins from the brachial artery at here, at this point below to the profunda brachii artery. So superior ulnar collateral artery descends down medially along with the ulnar nerve and passes posterior to the medial epicondyle, and then after that anteriorly passing into the elbow joint. It also participates with the anastomosis that takes place at the elbow joint. And then the next branch given by brachial artery over here, like at the lower part of the humerus, is the inferior ulnar collateral artery. So inferior ulnar collateral artery descends anterior to the medial epicondyle. So you can see that is superior ulnar descended posterior to the medial epicondyle, but inferior ulnar collateral descends anterior to the medial epicondyle, and it's also enters the elbow joint and participates at the anastomosis of the elbow joint, but that is done after only after it divides into two branches as the posterior and anterior branch of the inferior ulnar collateral artery. So actually we missed one branch, and that is this nutrition artery. It actually origins from the brachial artery below superior ulnar collateral artery, and it supplies nutrition to the humerus. So that's all about brachial artery. I hope you enjoyed it. So as a quick review, we can go through the branches of the branches of the brachial artery again. Profunda brachial artery, it origins at the lower border of the teres major and crosses into the posterior side of the humerus through the triangular space, uh, and then passes along the radial groove along with the radial nerve, and also gives rise to this descending deltoid branch which anastomoses with the descending branch of the posterior circumflex humeral artery. And also here the the other branch given by profunda brachial artery other than the deltoid ascending branch is the radial collateral artery, which passes uh, anterior descending branch, which passes anterior to the medial epicondyle as well, and participate in the anastomosis with the elbow joint. And then also it gives the descending branch rise to this descending branch of the profunda brachial artery, that is the middle collateral artery, which also participates in anastomosis with the elbow joint. And then the superior ulnar collateral artery, it runs medially on the medial side along with the ulnar nerve and passes posterior to the medial epicondyle, and also joins with the anastomosis at the elbow joint. And then the which inferior ulnar collateral artery, which divides which is given which origins from the brachial artery at lower part of the humerus, and then divides into two branches, posterior and anterior arteries, and then anteriorly passed or above the medial joint, anterior to the medial epicondyle, and ultimately joins with the anastomosis at the elbow joint. So I hope you enjoyed. Please put comments below. Thank you.